tell me, are you an atheist or a theist?
Let me ask you, are you going to interrupt me?
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting too. Are you going to interrupt me?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Debunked. I think you could try to step back from your mic a little bit, because it sounds like almost like you're right on top of the mic or something. Like it's really, really loud, maybe. But again, it's kind of coming through like a really almost like high pitched type of way.
Okay, so let me say it again. All right, and I know he does not like this, but I'm just as stubborn as he is. There will not be any conversation until after he looks at that PDF and he reads it, and that is taken care of first. There will not be any conversation.
You know what? We're doing a show right now, Debunked, and you know what? We don't have time to wait for Darth to go read a PDF.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not expecting you to do that. This will always be something that is done in the future. I have no problem.
Okay, well, Darth, would you be willing to give him your word that you will read this PDF in the future, I guess?
He can send it to me. I'll take a look at it. I'd like to know, are you an atheist or are you atheist?
That's very funny. How can I send it to you when you muted me in Discord?
Okay.
All right. Listen.
Okay.
I'd like to know, if you're going to debunk me, I'd first like to know what position you're speaking from. Are you an atheist or a theist?
I said, how can I send you the PDF if you muted me in Discord? I asked you a question. That was a question.
You send me. I'll look it up. I'll see if it's blocked. I don't know. Okay.
It is blocked.
Are you a theist or an atheist?
First of all, you have to read the PDF. Right now, I'm not interested in.
All right. Well, listen. I'm gonna wrap this up. There's no. He obviously has mental problems. He doesn't want to converse.
All right. Well,
he doesn't want to answer a simple question. So there's no point in me attempting to interact with somebody who doesn't want to interact. Okay, I'm giving him an opportunity to debunk my worldview and my position, and he refuses to answer even the simplest of questions as to whether he's an atheist.
Well, let me say this: Debunked has admitted that he's never done any type of real online talk or debate. Too, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he's not really naturally prepared.
Well, I'll give him one more chance. All I want to know is, before he begins his debunking of my worldview and my line of reasoning, I'd like to know from what frame of reference he's coming from. So, Mr. Debunked, are you an atheist or a theist?
And as I said, you can go ahead and you can.
We're not getting anywhere, Smokey. Right. So I'll be moving on. It's a waste of time. Obviously, this guy's not wrapped too tight. Okay. Thank you for having me on.
No, I appreciate it, Darth. Let's set up something later on, and we can do a one-on-one.
Yeah. I'm glad. No, what I'm glad is I'm glad that my personal evaluation, from what little I've heard or seen about his site, it actually matches. His mental disposition here. He's unhinged. Okay. So I'm glad this happened. So it lets me know he's a mental case.
Okay. Well,
let's let TRN in.
I don't know if TRN's even going to want to come in now because Darth left. But I wanted to give Darth the chance to get out whatever he wanted.
Can you join? Can you let Jack Engstrike join as well? He's the one.
Is he in there? I don't see him in backstage. I think he left.
Maybe he left. But Darth Dawkins Debunked, I think your website is hilarious. What I think that you should have done is you should have just given him the interview that anybody takes about his worldview. You should have just asked him what he believed there, because you have all of the audio clips of him contradicting himself.
Yeah, telling him to go read a PDF was something that Darth would say in a debate when he couldn't answer a question.
Okay. Because you have all those videos, right? You could have just been like, well, Darth, do you think God is falsifiable or unfalsifiable? And then you would have had to ask, well, why do you contradict yourself in this audio clip that I have here?
Yeah, I mean, you've been targeting Darth for a year, and then you just totally you were just such a coward just now. Okay,
now let me explain. Let me answer your question. like I said, I've never spoken with Darth until tonight. This is the first time I've had any type of a two-way conversation with him. So what I object to mostly is that he is speaking to me as if he gave me some kind of a golden opportunity, when in fact, I had already given him two opportunities. So he never responded.
He just asked you if you were an atheist or a theist. Why wouldn't you just tell him?
No, because like I said, if you had actually seen the PDF, you would know my position. I know my position doesn't make any sense because you haven't seen all of the background information about what took place between me and him. Once you see that in context, that will give you an idea of why I'm not answering his questions.
Well, why don't you just tell me right now?
Because I know that this video is going to be heard later.
How is that a reason? Smokey Saint, do you see the atheist honesty?
Debunked, let me say this. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt of the fact that you told me in the comments last night that you never really debated online. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've been a little edgy and worried about doing it myself because it's not something I'm very familiar with. I can understand and relate to a little bit of the deer in the headlights moment. And I just feel like maybe that was a little bit. I was trying very, very hard to move the conversation forward. Because, I mean, I even got Darth to agree and promise that he was going to look at your PDF that you said you sent him. And I even got it to that point, hoping that we could now have, because again, I feel like you've done the research and the philosophy into dissecting Darth, that you would be able to have a pretty productive forward conversation showing him the things that you disagree with. And this, to me, was a real good opportunity to do that if we just could have moved past that initial stage. But I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that maybe it was just you were caught off guard, you weren't ready or really wanting to engage in depth right then and there. But let's just be honest about the situation, that maybe this was a solid opportunity that we let slip through our fingers, and let's not do it again if the opportunity falls upon us. Can we agree with that?
Well, I agree partly. I believe it was an opportunity. Okay, as I had said earlier. First of all, I'd never committed to the idea that I was ever going to actually debate Darth tonight. I didn't say.
Oh no! Hey, I'm not saying you did, I'm not saying you did.
Okay,
you can go that way with it. That's fine.
Let me finish, because if you recall the note that I sent you last night, I said I would be more than happy to chat with Darth once we settle the previous issues. Otherwise, I will be quiet. I will probably be quiet. So that's exactly what I told you, and the message.
And that's true. That's true. You did say that.
You're behaving like Darth Dawkins right now.
Well, I didn't say I hated anyone. If, like I said, I understand that people who are listening to this video, they will not understand my position because they do not see everything that has happened earlier. So once they see that, and I have the PDF, I would be more than happy to read it right now. But once they put that into perspective, then we will get the whole picture.
Wait, can I have the PDF?
Pardon me?
What's that? Can I have the PDF?
Sure. If you send me your email or some way for me to send it to you, I would be more than happy to send it to you.
Well, how does anyone feel about? I mean, how long is it? Like, is it a couple paragraphs? Like, can you read it now? Or
I could read it, but it would probably take a couple minutes to read it.
Well, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, I don't care. I'm fine with hearing it because I would like to know what the infamous PDF says. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Yeah. Take a couple minutes. Go ahead, read it.
Okay. So please excuse me. What I'm going to do, I don't have it pulled up. You please continue the conversation and just give me maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and I can pull it up. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. No worries. I mean, we might as well. So how are you guys tonight, Godless and TRN? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I thought you were in this earlier. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm glad Darth popped in. I am.
No, I was here. I was here early when it first opened.
Yeah, no, Godless was one of the first ones here, actually. Yeah, so, let's see here. I don't think we have much happening in chat right now either. Well, did you guys have anything that you wanted to add other than what we were saying earlier? I don't know how much you guys were paying attention to.
No, I didn't. I just got this link from Godless. This guy, Darth Dawkins Debunked. I love this guy's website. It's hilarious.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you had that really good thing, the Darth Dawkins quiz thing. What was that, babe?
The Darth Dawkins Worldview exam. Have you seen that thing?
I actually haven't. You know, I haven't been to his website yet. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's linked in the chat. I linked it in the chat. Still.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, you know how that chat works. It doesn't really.
Oh, yeah. No, I could put it on the stream. Hold on.
But he just has these audio clips. I will admit they are poor quality audio clips. I would like you to do a better job with the audio quality. Like if you download those videos or something, make them better. But yeah, it's just hilarious. It's like every answer you'll get is wrong because Darth Dawkins contradicted himself so many times. It's just over and over again. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for waiting. Now I have the PDF. I'd like to read this. I'll read it as fast as I can, and I want to try to speak legibly, but I'll read it as fast as I can.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm in the server now, and for the record, the only reason why I'm sending this message to you is because in both of the previous chat rooms in which you were the moderator, and I know that you love the power of the mute button, my Discord experience in your rooms was being muted in each case. More about that later, just to get some things straight. First and foremost, you do not know me. We have not had any type of a two-way dialogue with each other, whether it be chats, voice, Morse code, or passenger pigeon. We have not had any two-way communication in any way, shape, or form other than that incident which took place months ago on a YouTube channel, and even in that case, I am not sure whether or not it was you that replied to me. To my knowledge, the person who replied to me on that channel had a note stating that they were the same person that has another channel called Truth Speller. Other than this possible case, I am not aware of any two-way communication I have ever had with you, and if I am wrong about this, please correct me. Secondly, before I even consider having a debate or a conversation with you, I think there is some unfinished business that we need to get straight. I am now going to let you in on some information that is not on my website yet, and depending on if and how you reply to this note, that will dictate the appropriate steps I will take on my website to let the YouTube and Discord communities know about what is now taking place. Excuse me, now I need to get a drink. Give me just a moment, please.
That's okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. Take your time. No worries.
I have a dream.
Gabriel got it.
Okay, now I'm fine, thank you. So now let me continue. Thirdly, I am not a stalker. As far as Mr. Tomlack, I can literally count on one hand how many communications I've had with him, and I have screenshots of each case. The totality of my communications with Mr. Tomlack is 3 messages, which I sent to his YouTube channel, and which anyone can look at by going to that video. And then I showed the actual link under that. Now let me stop just for a minute to explain who Mr. Tomlack is. Mr. Tomlack is one of Darth's closest followers, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. He is usually, more often than not, he is in the Discord chat room with Darth at the same time that Darth is there. So he is a very close follower, and he is a subscriber of Darth's methods. Let me say that. So what I did was, since Darth had blocked me He had blocked me so much I had no way to communicate with Darth, and I do know that if I try to send Darth another email, what he will do, he will turn around and accuse me of being a stalker, because he will say I'm harassing him and I'm following him. So that's the reason why I will not try to send a message to him again. Whether it be Discord or whatever the case may be, I will not try to send another message to him because I know how he operates. I know he will accuse me of being a stalker. So that's why I stopped the communication with him. Okay, now let me
Can
continue.
I just ask a clarifying question?
Well, sure, I'd be more than happy. Go ahead and ask.
Yeah, I have an echo from someone. I think you need to use your mic when you're not talking or something. If you don't follow Darth around all the time, how do you record him all the time if you don't follow him?
It's very easy to record him because I have access to YouTube, which has most of his material on YouTube, as well as in Discord, which before being blocked, I had access to that. But the majority of my material is on YouTube. Anyone can hear it.
No, I'm saying the original videos are taken from YouTube. Clipped. You're not recording him?
That is correct. I'm not recording him. I'm getting it from YouTube that I already posted.
No, that's why his audio is so bad, because he takes his phone and records the audio of the Discord video playing.
Okay, so let me continue. So other than this, I've sent him an invitation link on Discord months ago, and not only him, but several others in that particular Discord room. And if I am incorrect about this, please feel free to correct me or ask him to correct me. So let's get this straight and clear. I am not a stalker in any way, shape, or form, and this applies to both you and Mr. Tonlak. I am not following either him or you, and for the record, I have never received any type of a response or a reply from Mr. Tonlak, even the time that I sent him and others the invitation to my Discord channel, which was simply a friendly invitation for a discussion in my server. As far as any two-way communication with you, and when I say you, I'm talking to Darth, in terms of being labeled a stalker, my two-way communication with you is even less than Mr. Tonlak. As far as I'm aware of, I once sent you a hello message in Discord, which was a personal message. For the record, I never received a reply from you. Also, for the record, I have had two experiences in two separate Discord chat rooms, and in both cases, you were the moderator, and in both cases, the second case occurred last week, I was muted. For the record, in both cases, I was muted, and in both cases, I had not violated any TOS rules, and I was simply there to listen. In both cases, I did not say anything verbally to any other members of the chat room, including you, and I did not send any messages to any other members in the chat room except for personal messages. And for the record, in the first case in which you muted me, sorry, let me scroll down. Give me just a moment, please.
Sorry.
In the first case that you muted me, I was guilty of none other than literally 7 or 8 seconds of noise that I was making on my keyboard because I had my mic open by mistake, and another member of the chat room sent me a message. And in the process of replying to that individual, my mic was open, and you heard the noise, and you verbally said to other members of the chat room that you had muted me. This was a completely innocent and unintentional error on my part, so let's get this straight and clear for the record. As far as verbal comments you have made to me yesterday in the YouTube chat room, I'm not going to worry about them. You stated, among other things, that I am a fraud. Okay, fair enough. Here is what I am willing to do. Remember, since you and I have never chatted on a two-way basis, this fraud that you mentioned, it must be somewhere else. Perhaps on my website or on a video or on a quiz, whatever the case may be. I would like for you to point out specifically and exactly where this fraud is. If you can show me that I have committed any fraud, I will be willing to immediately either edit the material, correct any such errors, or even completely delete it, if you can show me how it was fraudulent. Also, if I have committed any fraud in each and every case, separate case and distinct case, I will do a separate video indicating the fraud I committed and give an apology to the Discord and YouTube communities for each case of the fraud I committed. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, I stand innocent of any accusations. Okay, excuse me, I got to scroll down one more time. It's almost done.
Gabriel has been almost falling asleep a couple times. I've been trying not to bust up laughing. He was sitting there leaning on his hand, and he just like almost collapsed over, falling asleep. I'm sorry. It was hilarious. Gabe,
I'm not bored with this, though. I'm really interested in it.
No, I know you are. I know.
And by the way, Darth Dawkins Debunked, I want you to know Darth is deafened in his server. I'm pretty sure he's listening to you right now. So go ahead.
Well, that's fine. But anyway, I just wanted to say it was so cool because it was just a beautiful moment of like sociological awareness, and don't feel self-conscious about it. I just thought it was hilarious. I'm sorry, Debunked. Go on. Keep going.
Well, okay, that's fine. Okay, so fourthly, I am not obsessed with you. I am obsessed with getting the word out and spreading the truth, whatever or whenever that need be. Excuse me. I have done multiple videos based on other YouTube personalities, including Matt Slick and Cy-Tin Bruggencate. In fact, I currently have an unpublished website relating to Cy-Tin and his antics. So, for the record, let's be straight and clear on this. I am not a stalker, and I am not obsessed with you. If you can show in any such case where my actions display that of a stalker, again, I will be willing to immediately admit to any such case, and in each and every separate and distinct case, I will do a separate video indicating the stalking I committed and give an apology to the Discord and YouTube communities for each and every case. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, I stand innocent and totally free and clear of any accusations launched against me yesterday from either you or Mr. Tonlap. And lastly, as far as having any debate or conversation with you, please, this is the key point. As far as having any debate or conversation with you, you need to check your email. Also check YouTube, because in this case, I am not just a few pages ahead of you. I am literally over 1 year ahead of you. Check your email, the dates of March 4, 2019 at 6:47 p.m. Check for, in your words, a golden opportunity. Also check your email for a second golden opportunity that I sent to you on Tuesday, March 19, 2019 at 4:21 p.m. In both cases, you completely and absolutely failed to reply. So I think that before you talk about others not accepting quote unquote golden opportunities from you, it is you that needs to take a closer look at your own golden opportunities.
Okay.
If you could go ahead, Smokey, but I have an apology to make to this guy, actually.
I'd like to say something to Godless. Okay, I'd like to say something because I know earlier, she had said something. I think there was a communication problem, Godless, because
I know exactly what's going on. So remember, I got mad at you because I said, "Oh, look, we're both doing Darth videos. Let's network, retweet each other's tweets." And then I gave you access to that server. I gave you mods to that server. But then I got mad at you when you wouldn't let me post to your Facebook page. But I totally understand now why. It wasn't like you being selfish and only try to self-promote. It's because he considers me one of the stalkers. So you didn't want me to post on your Facebook page because then that would associate with you with the stalkers, which would look bad. And now I understand it all. And I understand now when you were didn't answer his question and you were like, well, I want to read you the PDF first. I thought you were just trying to avoid his questions, but now I understand that it's because before you interact with him, you want to make it clear that you're not one of the stalkers.
Okay, then. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Okay.
That's
All
an
right.
interesting history you have with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of it has been muting, unfortunately. But yeah, I do have a history with him. And as far as the golden opportunities, like I said, he's already received 2 of my golden opportunities. And I know that he received them because it should be in his inbox right now. And I laughed earlier when he said that he wants me to send it again. I laughed because how can I send it to him? In each and every case, for example, in Discord, he muted me. So he blocked me. So how am I supposed to send it? And then if I go ahead and send it, then he's going to say, I'm a stalker. So I cannot win. I cannot win.
Well, Smokey, maybe the next time Darth is on here, which I think he's listening anyway, by the way. Babe, is T still deafened in his server? You can explain to Darth that this guy isn't a stalker, and what the PDF said, you know?
Well, I hope Darth heard this. I hope Darth heard the whole thing. I hope he was listening. I'm going to clip that whole part, and I'm going to make it its own thing on my channel. Maybe Godless TRN, you could do the same, just to kind of maybe clear the air a little bit. Make this something that we could get out there, so that maybe we can open up some communication here that's actually